live. Boys, welcome. September 21st, episode 3 of ThievN with Commissioner Dre. How you doing, Dre?
Hello, everybody. What's up, JB? Thank you for having me on.
Oh man, of course.
I've been waiting for this one.
Same, man. Honestly, I needed somebody. I think it just definitely has to be guest space because it is kind of shooting the shit like straight out of your head, out of the dome, and I don't want to put enough work where I'm like coming up with show notes and all that. So yeah, it's better to have some banter, you know.
Yes, sir. I mean, you've been doing good though, because they're like 20-minute videos, and it doesn't look like you're struggling at all. So that's good,
Yeah, yeah. Well,
right? I mean,
there's background stuff not everyone gets to see, or I don't let people see. But no, yeah. For the most part, that first one was kind of like, oh shit, it's working, and I just recorded it and I said, screw it, let's do it.
I was watching it last night actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, Dre, after the first 2 weeks, what do you think? How do you like your league?
I think the league is beautiful, man. Like the settings we came up with, the no kicker, no defense, median, all that stuff is just like a plus, man.
Yeah,
And it really does switch everything up. Like it's a whole new league. So I think it's going great, especially with the people we have in here, man. It's good.
yeah. It's been fun so far. We have, if I'm hearing correctly, we have some ex league mates that are already interested in this
I
league.
have 4 people in the waiting list right now
Oof,
for next year. So
beautiful, boys. Y'all hear that, right? Y'all,
and we're
you have
not.
to.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Stick
we're
with
not
us.
gonna
Stick with us.
up
Stick with us.
the.
Yeah. No. But
Yeah, it's gonna stay
stick with us.
12.
Stick with us. Really, what we're doing is just showing how it's a good league. It's garnering attention, and people are taking notice, and it's great. It's awesome. Good stuff, Dre. Love it. Absolutely love it. Um, yeah, no kickers and defenses. It's good to have one less thing annoying the shit out of you out of every week, right? I mean,
Exactly. I mentioned this to you, but my kicker in another league had more points than like a starting running back and a wide receiver combined. So that's some BS, you know.
it happens every year, man. It happens every year, and it's just it's so far from everything else that goes on in fantasy, right? So like you can prepare the whole summer, get your guys ready, the guys that you're really targeting, teams that you love, and then some of the things that are most impactful are random defenses and kickers because it's never really the same ones over and over. I mean, maybe kicker at this point is probably Tucker, but defenses they always change and they win weeks, and it's very annoying, very
It
annoying.
really is. It
And
takes off a lot of randomness, like you said.
yeah. So it's been fun. Now, what about your team, Dre? How you liking your team?
I love my team right now, especially with the new Zeke pickup. Obviously, he's a Cowboy. Dak isn't there, but I had no wide running backs, so just having someone with a name feels good, you know.
Zero
Um,
RB, man. It looks after 2 weeks, it looks like it was a move. Zero RB looks like it was the right move this year.
yeah. Do you want to get into that for a little bit?
Yeah, go
I,
for it.
I, I'm gonna explain my thought process on that one. And it really started with mock drafting. So I noticed that when I would mock draft towards the end, like if I was getting 10, 11, 12, I noticed that the running backs that were getting to me were like okay. And you should pick them up because there's not a lot, but the wide receivers at 11, 12 especially, it's just like you can double stack that, which I did with Chase and Diggs. Um, so that was the first indicator. Second was NFL's a passing league now, and we've seen it grow like that for the last several years. So I just took a shot in the dark with that one. But for the most part, like the biggest thing was mock drafting. That really helped with that decision of going running back. Wide receiver heavy. I ended up with 4 really good wide receivers, and at the beginning I was like, I'll just pick up wide receivers and make a trade for a decent running back. And it's week 3, and that happened already. So
It worked out perfectly, just as planned, huh?
yeah, just as planned. Everything went to plan. Michael Thomas
Ye-
being good for 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess in years past it wasn't zero RB didn't work as well as a lot of people would have hoped for, but this year particularly, I mean, the top running backs have at least sucked 1 week. I think probably the only consistent one's probably been CMC, but he's probably averaging 15 or 16 points. So he hasn't won you a league. He just hasn't disappointed you. Or sorry, won you a week, but he hasn't disappointed you. But that's not what you're looking to get with the first round or the first pick or second pick. I think he went.
Right.
Meanwhile, these wide receivers are throwing up 30, 40 points for you.
And I feel like it's easier to replace wide receivers too. So like even if I have somebody go down that I picked in the first few rounds, like you can find something off the waiver. And I know that's kind of like, okay, then why didn't you pick up running backs? And it's because, well, they get hurt too, and eventually you're picking
And
up
more
some
often.
random name. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no, you're 100% right. They go down a lot and way more often and for longer periods of time.
hmm
So great move, man. Great move. Anything else you
how
want to
did
touch on as far as your team goes? I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you.
my team know? Like I'm pretty happy with my team. Even my bench, like I really think Olave is gonna be a breakout player this year.
Yeah,
So
well, I liked that move. Moving Thomas. I mean, you never know, but it really looks like he's making a move over there for potentially that alpha role in New Orleans.
I'm pretty sure he has the biggest target share right now after 2 weeks, and he's getting a lot of targets. So I really like him.
It has
Other
to
than
be.
that,
I'm pretty sure he holds the record for most like attempted air yards in a game, which is
yeah,
365 that first week, which is insane. Um,
crazy.
yeah, so good move, Peps. I mean, I hope it works out for you. Peps, I think, is also gonna have an abundance of wide receivers too. I think here soon, whenever Hopkins comes back, I'm sure he'll be looking to make some moves.
It'll be good. Yeah, there's also a possibility that Michael Thomas ends up as a top 5 wide receiver.
That
So
that too. That he could just reprise his role and go back to what he was. Has it been 2 years now since he?
he played, yeah,
Yeah, 2 years.
two
We'll
years.
we'll see how that goes for Peps. Who approached who on that?
I approached Peps because he put Zeke on the trading block, and
Oh yeah,
immediately messaged him, and I was like, "What do you like? I got Michael Thomas."
and he was
He
just
thought
like,
about
yeah.
it for like an hour. Yeah, I was like, "All right, let's do it." Like,
What
it's a good trade for both teams, I think.
was it? So that was an easy transaction, huh?
Yeah, like
Between
there
you
was
and
no back
Peps.
and forth. It was a straight up trade,
Beautiful.
just what you like to see. So
I would expect nothing less from Pepe, as well
oh
as
yeah,
you. Yeah.
our analyst, he
Our
went through all the
analyst.
data.
Yeah. It didn't take him long. He didn't have to like sit there. I mean, the thing is also like we tend to fall in love with our players after we draft them,
Yeah.
and then we don't want to move them because we just think they're the best. But um, historically, I've had a lot of success just moving players, moving them around week to week, and it's done well. Um, so okay, so what are your thoughts on the standings now? We
Man.
have I don't know if you have them up. I do, but I love to see. Of course, we have Gus, so he just won um, a league that we used to partake in. So he's coming fresh off that. He's at number one, and then two. I love to see it. Ghost Cat, 4-0,
4-0, baby.
4-0, baby.
You know, on Archie, he also went wide receiver heavy, I
He did,
believe, in the draft. He got Jefferson and Hill, I think, first 2 picks.
yeah, working out
So,
lovely,
so it's great to see him on top right now.
kicking some ass. And
hmm
then after that, we're all kind of in the mix. I mean, it's been 2 weeks, right? Small sample size. We don't really know. But is there anything that really stands out to you? A team that you saw do bad and you think might start doing well, or vice versa?
Oh, so after playing Money Trees, which is Zondo, I realized that his team is really good. He just had injured players last week, and that's a surprising one for me because he has Kittle, he has Mostert, which I think is going to be a valuable running back. But even then, he has AJ Dillon, Swift, Cooper Cup, Judy. Like, man, his team is. I really like his team.
That is a good team. And you're right. The injuries have been taking their toll. One in particular was Ren. This
Oh, Ren.
week, he kind of the injury bug really hit him. Who did he lose? Um,
think Pittman was out.
Yeah, he lost Pittman and Keenan in 1 week, and then Najee's been banged up, right?
Yeah,
So,
it was a rough week, and he has Kirk Cousins on prime time.
oh yeah, I
So
don't think he played him. Did he play him?
yeah, I think he did.
Oh, well, I don't
Or
think it
no?
would have made a difference because he played Gus, right, and Gus
Yeah.
popped off for like 140 points or something like that. So, yeah,
Hmm. I was gonna ask you about your team. How are you feeling right now, week 3?
oh man, it looks like a good middle of the road team. You know, running backs are okay, wide receivers are okay. I lost my quarterback in the first quarter, or maybe first 5 minutes of the game, which is, a bad beat. I think maybe anyone else might have gotten me over the median this week. Maybe I didn't look at it at the end, but I think 10 to 15 points might have gotten me over the hump there. But I mean, it is what it is. It's fantasy.
That's the thing about median, right? You actually look forward to just getting those points just for the median.
That's what Joe was explaining. He knew he lost his matchup pretty early on, but he was still invested in those last games because he was hoping to get that W with the median, and it worked out for him, and he was excited. So he's seen both ends of it, losing to the median after winning the matchup, and then losing the matchup and winning the median.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that
On the
yourself? The
median,
median, yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
Like it's something to look forward to besides the head to head. And it makes the possibilities endless mathematically, right? Like
It's been more than I want to deal with. Like I don't want to the maths. I don't want to worry about it. I'm sure it'll all like even
work
itself
out.
out. Yeah, it'll work out in the end. I think I'm really hoping the best teams will be up top and the worst teams will be in the bottom. And it is
hmm
what it is.
I'm
Best teams.
I'm I'm just waiting for the week where um two teams score below the median, and like two teams in a head to head and they both lose to the median. I don't think we've seen that, and I think that's bound to happen several times.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think we haven't. I think it was close this week. I think whoever Joe played might have almost had a chance at that.
hmm
Or was it you? Someone was close. Someone was right around that point. But yeah, you're right. It's bound to happen. But yeah, man, fun league so far. Um, I think every team's pretty solid. I don't think there's one team that's necessarily hurting too much. The injuries that Ren was going through seemed like they were 1 weekers, so they should probably be back soon. Um, on that topic, injuries in general, anything that stands out? I don't think we've had like a huge one other than was it Elijah Mitchell? Um, outside of that, anything that stands out?
No, I mean just Lance, unfortunately, right?
Oh yeah,
That was a big one, but not really. I mean, it hasn't affected me, and I haven't really kept up with other team injuries, but I haven't heard anything that's like somebody's out for the entire season or anything like that.
cool. Now I know we haven't had a lot of, or actually we've only had one trade. But outside of that one trade with you and Pepe, is there anything, pickups or drops that you're looking at? Some roster moves, anything intriguing?
Mm, for me, no, but I do want to see the league just get involved more with trading because I feel like some teams need certain positions and they have a plethora of players that they could just get rid of. Like I know Maxi was looking for a running back when I talked to him yesterday, and I saw he picked up McKissick. Um, but I'd like to see just like everybody trading more, you know? Um,
Yeah, yeah. I hit up Maxi about Debo, but he wants the iron price, and I'm afraid I can't pay. Not yet.
I was
um,
telling him, bro, like you can't, like you just have to, like there's two people on the trading block still, right? Maxi still has Debo and Pepe has more. But I was telling Maxi, like, bro, you can't, like it has to be an even trade at the end of the day, right?
it's yeah. I mean, it's hard to win every trade completely. And I mean, for the most part, it's probably the wrong way to look at it. But we have to, right? It's in our nature. We wanna win a trade, or at least feel like we're winning a trade. Um, but more often than not, the ones that are pretty even are the ones that work out for everybody.
Yeah. I saw that you picked up Tua. That's a great pickup too.
Bro, I've been overspending on people, but that's the other thing with the league is we're learning, we're seeing, um, you know, in by next year we'll probably have a good idea of like how to spend in this league because, um, I think in other places people would be probably chasing those points. So yeah, I definitely overspent on him. I don't think
That's
anyone even
true.
put a bid on him.
A bid.
I
No,
I
there
spent
there
20 by
was
the way.
there was a $10 bid by Hera on
Oh,
that one.
okay. Okay,
So
dope.
I mean,
Yeah, well, like I mentioned, I was the Lance owner, so I lost my QB, so I felt like I had to spend. Bad week though, and actually moving on to week 3, we have us going up against each other, the Commissioner Bowl, if you will.
Mishable. Yes, sir.
Um, and yeah, on that, I don't like Tua's matchup.
Who
So
is he playing
he's
this
playing
week?
Buffalo. He's playing Buffalo.
I mean, it could be a shootout.
It could be.
Could
It,
be.
it
They have Hill now, so
I mean, we had the works for that this week, but their defense is just so good. So I
that's
don't know.
true.
What was it? They played the Vikings, or who did they play this week? Just this past week?
Tennessee.
Tennessee. There we go. Okay, yeah, they probably don't have the weapons to get into
The
a
offense,
proper shootout.
no,
Yeah,
nah. They just have Henry to
yeah.
run the ball.
So we'll see, man. I don't like my chances, but you never know. It's fantasy. Anything in week 3 here as far as matchups go that you like that you want to see. I'm looking at them. So other than us, we have Hera and Gus going up. They have Gus winning by a 66% chance. Then we have a 50-50 matchup with Ren and um, Money
Zondo.
Trees Zondo. And then Ghost Cat and Aaron, Smart Football.
Aaron. Mm-hmm.
And then Maxie and Moose. That'll probably be a good one. And then Pepe and Joe.
Yeah, I think matchup of the week might be Maxi and Moose. How you said? That's a great looking matchup head to head.
Let's see. Kyler, Tom Brady, Derek. Oh, yeah. 100% Waddle. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. This was, I like to see the turnaround for Mark here because I think he might have had the worst week 1, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I followed right behind him. I was right there. I'm just trying to say, I thought originally that he had drafted really well, and it didn't look so hot after week 1, but he did really well this past week, and the team looks great, and so does Maxie's. So we'll see. I'm going
I think
Buffalo.
what really did Mark bad was Cam Akers that first week.
He saved me, bro. That was my guy. That was my guy in the 3rd round. So
Really?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah. I really the idea was to go Kamara and then follow that up with Saquon, and then Akers in the 3rd. So I was saved pretty much, honestly. To be quite honest, it worked out best for me, I think, just with Kamara, the couple injuries. I've already lost a bunch, so that probably wouldn't have helped me out at all. And then the Akers thing as well.
I was hoping Kamara would get to me. Glad he didn't at this point in week
Yeah,
3, but yeah,
the way it works out. Oh my
blessing
God.
in disguise.
You're starving? I'm sorry, my dog's going crazy. Puma's going
You're fine.
crazy right now. The guy's hungry.
Movies.
Yeah, Pumbis. Well, outside of that, Dre, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to go over before we
I'm
take
just
off?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the waiver claims for this week. So we got Tua getting picked up by you, right? I don't know who this guy is. Dortch, Greg Dortch by Peps, and he put a fab waiver on him.
I think he did well this past week, Dorch.
He had 13
He let go
points.
Julio.
Another running back, Gallup. Yeah, I wonder what Pepe Pistolas is thinking for his team. That's the most interesting thing I see with these waiver claims.
Well, we have Pep in his sophomore year of fantasy, right? So he's still learning the ropes. He's riding the high from what did he say, the number one regular season team or something like that.
Oh yeah. Because if you take a look, I mean, he has what, one, two, three. He has 5 wide receivers just on his bench, man.
Oh wow.
So we'll see what that strategy's all about. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I'm just really happy where the league is right now. It's looks competitive right now so far, which is good. I like to see that. Oh, one thing I wanted to talk to you about. What do you think of that punishment for the league that some people voted, some people haven't, but if a player on your
Um,
team scores 0 points, you have to send a video of yourself chugging an alcoholic
yeah, yeah,
beverage.
yeah. I like that one. That one, like I think I mentioned it in the group. That one kind of feels like a necessity sometimes. I want to say I had 2 goose eggs from Cole Komet already, and it'll probably do me some good to chug a beer after that. That
Yeah.
I don't think is a bad one at all. Good implementation. Do you know where we're at as far as the voting goes on that?
Um, I don't. But I know we had more yeses and nos, so that'll probably get implemented this week. I'll send it to the group chat either way, but that one
Dope.
seems to go through. The other one, not so much, so we won't even talk about it. I'm
Okay.
just, throughout the season, I might throw out stuff like that, like little polls here and there, just to
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
throw some
On
things.
on the topic of that other one, boys, set your lineups. That's all we
Yes.
want is set your lineups. I think that median protects everything else. I think you're trying to score points, so it's hard to punt a position for the week. I think I mentioned it to Dre. The reason I was a little bit against it was because in past leagues I have had the inclination that I was going to win a week, so I might have left my tight end position without a player to pick up maybe the quarterback I wanted to stream the next week or a defense or something like that. But median is in place for that. Now you have to score points and the most points because that's always a thing you got to look out for. So um, set your
Very
lineups.
true.
Yeah.
Very true. And on an ending note, right? We're ending this.
Yeah. Were you gonna say something? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
was gonna say I just yeah. So I'm excited for the future of the league, and I just want to thank JB also on here on his podcast. So one for this 12th ThievN, right? This is like a great other part of the league, which I think not a lot of other leagues have, right? Just like a weekly update on what's going on and an actual video that you can appreciate and helping me set up like the settings and stuff for the league. Like I just I couldn't do it by myself, so I just want to mention that. And
Thank you. Thank you.
Stefan Diggs is a fucking dog. I also want to
He
mention
is,
that.
man. Great fucking player. Love the guy. Loved him for quite a bit. But yeah, man, it looks great for you. I love that wide receiver stack. I love your chances. Love your team. But yeah, I think with that, we're gonna let you guys go. One more time, set your lineups and good luck for the week.